In my 15 plus years of career, this has been the meeting that has been the most productive and added the most value to my team. You and your team have a hard deadline to hit. The work is piling up and you don't have enough people on your team. In this video, I'll share a simple exercise that you can use with your team to increase your chances of hitting those goals, boost your performance, and get results in less than 2 weeks. Hi, I'm Niraj Mathrani, and on this channel, I share practical tips on how you can be more effective at work, grow as a leader, and get fantastic results in work and life. This team exercise is called a retrospective, and it is a reflection exercise. In this video, I will cover what is a retrospective and give you 5 steps on how you can effectively facilitate it to get that increase in your team's performance. If you stick around till the end of the video, I will also share an alternate way that you can facilitate it so that you can keep things fresh and engaging for your team. Note that though I'm describing this as a team exercise, you can also use this individually for work or for personal life. What is a retrospective? It originates in the Scrum framework of the Agile software development methodology, but we don't need to go too deep into that. It's a way to take a pause, step back, reflect, and see what is working well, what can be improved, and take meaningful steps towards that improvement. In my 15 plus years of career, this has been the meeting that has been the most productive and added the most value to my team. How to facilitate. If you're doing it in person, you'll need a wall and you'll need to create 3 columns with blue tape or something similar. Label them what is working well, what can be improved, and action items. It doesn't have to be a wall. You can use a whiteboard or another surface that you can easily stick stuff onto. If you're doing it remotely, then you can use tools such as Trello, Team Retro, Notion, Google Docs, or Google Sheets. These tools let you customize the columns. You can have any number of columns and label them any way that you like. Book an hour meeting for this exercise. Now that we have set up, how do we run this exercise in a meeting? Step 1, silent brainstorming. Give your team 5 to 7 minutes to individually think through and brainstorm what is working well and what can be improved. They'll capture 1 idea per post-it. I prefer using Sharpie markers to write on the sticky notes so it's easier to read. Also, make sure all the notes are anonymous, i.e. people don't put their names on it, unless they'd like to. For what is working well, you can include any shoutouts, so we can acknowledge the great work that people are doing on the team. Here is an example of what is working well. Loved the communication and collaboration between developers and QA to get this feature completed. For what is not working well, we're not going to include any names. This is a blameless retrospective. Here is an example of what is not working well. Unclear requirements created a lot of rework as we weren't sure what to build. Why are we doing silent brainstorming? That is to accommodate people who can't think and talk at the same time. They are called internal processors. I am one of them, and I really appreciate the silence when I'm asked a question so I can think through different ideas. Step number 2, voting. Start by removing any duplicates, or you can group similar items together. Give your team 2 to 3 minutes to look at whatever is in column B, i.e. what is not working well, and vote on any of the topics that they want to discuss further in this meeting. Now you can customize how many votes each person gets, and if they can vote on their sticky or not, and how many votes they can put on one sticky itself. You need to gauge this based on the number of team members and how many ideas have been put up on the board. For me, I usually do 3 votes per person, and they're allowed to vote on their own sticky, max 1 time. People can vote by putting a small circle on the sticky note. Or if you're using a software, that software will have its own voting mechanism. Step number 3, celebrate what's working well. Here, take 5 to 10 minutes to walk through every sticky note or post-it note that's in the first column. Read out the post-it, acknowledge the win, and then move on to the next one. Also give space for anyone else to jump in and share any other thoughts that they may have. If you're finding this video helpful so far, smash that like button. It'll help surface the video to others. Also, it'll help out the channel. Okay, back to the steps. Step number 4, discuss what is not working well and can be improved. Be sure to leave 5 minutes at the end for the closing of the meeting. Start by sorting the column by the number of votes. So the highest voted items will be on top. We're going to start at the top and make our way down. Now we may run out of time, and that's okay, as long as we cover the most important topics. For each item, we're going to start by giving it 5 minutes. You can use any timer. I use Google because I can put it up on the screen so everyone can see it. In those 5 minutes, you're going to open up the floor and ask the team to add any context they may have. For each of those items, you can also ask follow-up questions to go deeper into the problem and see what we can do about it. Here are some example questions. What factors may have contributed to this? What can we do about this? Are there any ideas? What are some experiments that we can try here to help us out? Going back to our earlier example of what is not working well, unclear requirements created a lot of rework as we weren't sure what to build. Some sample follow-up questions you can ask here are, what would good requirements look like? Can we capture an example and base future requirements off of that? Where should we document the requirements so they're easily accessible in the future? For each topic, I would time box or time limit the discussion to 5 minutes. Then at the end of the time, you can ask the team, do we want to continue this further or move on? If the majority of the votes say continue this further with their thumbs up, then you can add another 5 minutes and reset the timer. Or you can move on to the next topic and restart the timer there. As you complete the discussion on a topic that can be improved, make sure to capture an action item that includes that improvement, and also capture the owner who will champion that improvement in the next 2 weeks. If an improvement cannot be made, try to think about an experiment that you can try. If the improvement is too big, try to break it down into a smaller step that is accomplishable in the next 2 weeks. Example of a large action item, improve the automation. Instead, try to break that down further. What automation can you realistically improve in the next 2 weeks? If you're a leader, I suggest just listening. Don't take anything personally. Don't get dismissive. Don't get defensive. Instead, you can ask clarifying questions. If you really need to speak, speak towards the end, where everyone on the team has had a chance to speak if they'd like to. This way, you're not coloring anyone's perspective. The team may point out a problem or a solution that you may not be aware of that can drastically increase your performance. Step number 5, closing. Take the last 5 minutes to call out the top 1 or 2 action items that the team is going to focus on in the next 2 weeks. Why 2 weeks? In my experience, 2 weeks is just enough to try a new change and see the results from it, in addition to doing all the other work that the team is doing. Also, this is what comes from Scrum. Even if we improve 1 or 2 things every 2 weeks, we would have made 20 plus improvements in the year. And that can definitely increase the team's performance and help you achieve higher results. I had mentioned another way to facilitate this retrospective to keep things fresh and engaging. You can use the ship diagram. People will still write post-it notes, but they will put it on different parts of their drawing. For example, what is propelling us forward? What is anchoring us down? What are some icebergs that we need to watch out for? This can lead to some really interesting discussions because you're looking at the problem from a different perspective and lead to some unique solutions as well. If you made it to the end of this video, let me know by adding a comment. Retros are cool. If you want another way to increase your team's performance, you'll want to watch this video next. Thank you so much for your time. Take care.